Thursday, we're on number 6 of the countdown, number 6. As our countdown continues to our extended vacation. And, oh God, can I just get through the next week? I haven't had any mail all week. It's like bizarre, man. I'm not used to having such a quiet life at TriMet. At least since Neil's been around. I mean, it's always been rather boisterous, but it really got outrageous since Neil's been here. That's when things really started getting bad for me. But anyway, it's not raining. It's almost nice out. Here come people walking in front of me. And I've been watching the board. You know, I always start, generally I start with Neil's report actually, but this time I'm more interested, I'm always the most interested in the speakers, because those are the only genuine people that are dealing at the board out of the speakers. Wow, the traffic got heavy here. I mean, the rest of those bureaucrats are like kind of, come on, go by me so I can turn. I mean, the bureaucrats are not real, okay, they're scripted. There's the group on the corner here. Every day they're sitting on that corner, sucking down the government benefits that I, a taxpayer, am paying for. Where was I? Yeah, you know, that guy that's over the shoulders of the speakers, he's somebody by the name of Vanetta, and he's the director of corporate outreach or some baloney, man. And basically, that's just a crony job, obviously. Like, Neil liked that guy for whatever reason. And so he said, oh, well, I got a job for you, JC. It's going to be my director of marketing outreach. Which is, you know, bullshit. It's crap, of course. But executives do that kind of thing. They hand around their wealth to their cronies. That's what they do. That's the whole point of it, is cronyism. You know, it's as corrupt as Chicago stuff, but it's greenwashed over here in this idea of like beautiful transit and green living, sustainability. It's all a joke, of course, and those of us that understand anything about Portland know that that's just a joke. It's not real in any sense of the word. Our traffic jams are just as bad as anybody's. And yeah, so you have a streetcar, big fucking deal. Like, well, like that's supposed to make some actual difference in anything? You have Max. Well, Max is nice on the blue line, except it's not particularly reliable lately. So anyway, I've been watching what I can. I'm busy with other stuff. If I can make it through the next 6 days, I can do it. I can get all this stuff done, including my work I'm supposed to be doing when I'm at home. I spent my morning doing office work for the property, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I did get to watch a few clips. And it's always, it's kind of gut-wrenching to watch the disabled people up there talking. I find it like gut-wrenching in many ways, because what you see there is this helpless population of people trying to preserve their ride, and they're talking to the aristocracy. You know, nobody on that board is actually comes from the transit riding class. Nobody on that board is transit dependent. one of the speakers actually challenged the board to tell her if they had anybody in their family that was disabled. And the only one that had an answer was, what's his name, Bethel. And his answer was simply, yes, I know somebody in my family is disabled, but they live in an institution, which he added, I have to pay for it. I pay for the institution. That's not exactly what the speaker was asking you, because that your person is out of the way. It's out of sight. You've institutionalized that person. So they don't have any need for local services like the speakers do. That's not the same. Just because you have a relative that's in an institution doesn't qualify you as being somebody who knows the issues of the disabled. Because you don't. Because your person is in an institution. And an institution is not caring for them daily, trying to get them a ride, etc. So no, the people that are listening to the testimonies, and you get that paltry 3 minutes, they're not viewed in it. They're all business people. They're all high-ranking government officials and business people. And these are the people that are sitting in judgment of transit riders. It's rather hilarious, if you ask me. This is who rules the nonprofit agencies. But we all know, I mean, those of us that follow this information know that TriMet really isn't a transit company anymore. It's a development company. It's part of the Portland Development Commission. Don't forget me, lady. All they're interested in is building. They want to keep that big money flowing in here, and that's the goal. And what I got to thinking about the board meeting was, you know, TriMet obviously has the capability of actually producing these in a somewhat professional manner. But they don't have any desire to let the public see what we're seeing. They don't want the public to see those people talking. They go out of their way to not have those people covered. It's like covering the Portland TriMet old buses or something. They don't want the public to know that the other side of the shiny train TriMet is the decrepit, crappy buses and the decrepit, crappy bus service and the unreliable nature of it all. And that's the same thing with the disabled. They don't want anybody to see that. And if it wasn't for me, nobody would see that. And I'm thinking about that, wow, that's actually true. It's actually true that if it hadn't been for my effort, nobody would have any idea what's going on with that board. Okay, there's a couple of tweets now and then. You get some policy stuff out of Joe Rose and Michael Anderson. But I'm the only one that's actually showing the human side of it. And just like I do with TriMet, I'm the only person that's able to put a human face on TriMet bus drivers. And the rest of it's an abstract idea, like, oh, the filthy, dirty bus drivers. Well, some of them are bad, and some of them are good. It's just like anything else. You have good ones and you have bad ones. But the only face that you really see is mine. And you used to see Dan Christensen, but you don't see him anymore. Which is a shame, because he had the credibility that I don't really have. Yeah, so it's curious to me. It's just one of these observations I make about life around me. How me, this part-time driver at TriMet, is the only person around here that actually values any of this information enough to go out of my way to make it public, to make sure other people get to see it. And it's disturbing too. It's disturbing that nobody else is doing it. I mean, you have these high-powered organizations. They don't do it. They're not interested in doing it. They don't want people to see this. The interesting thing is that TriMet, the company, has backed off on me lately. which I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I might actually make it through a whole sign-up without being called into the office about something stupid. You know, these TriMet executives started losing me the day I was called by Robert Romo about one of my dispatch calls, and he asked me to take it down, and I did, because I had always cooperated with the management, always. I mean, I always was criticizing management, that's true, because I think there's a lot to criticize. But I always cooperated. So he asked me to take it down, and I did take it down. And then I got disciplined anyway. And that was the beginning of the end of my respect for this management. Okay? And then I experienced that farce, which they call the grievance procedure. You know, a completely stacked kangaroo court where you don't, the union, you know, the company holds the upper hand on the whole thing unless it goes to the arbitrator. See how the company works here? The company won't cooperate on any level with us. Not on the individual level, not on the institutional level. They force everything into these arbitrations. And as John Hunt pointed out at the board, it's TriMet that's breaking the law. The media ignores it because it's pumping the anti-union thing. They don't want anything positive to come out about the union. John Hunt is basically not doing anything publicly about it. I've approached him several times to be a little bit more proactive about this stuff, but he doesn't answer me, and neither does his brother. So I can't get any inroads there, and I understand I haven't been very kind to them lately, and so they probably view me as more of an enemy, but that's just not true. I mean, I'm not their enemy. I mean, he is our president right now, and I support him as our president. And he can be effective too if he wants to be, but he won't take. He won't. I mean, even look at his statements to the board. I mean, that was covered by me. I didn't know, not one corporate media picked that up. See, it's intentionally avoiding issues that are not supportive of the management point of view. They intentionally will not cover this. And I know that Joe Rose knows all of the stuff that I'm doing. I don't know, you know, I know that the other media outlets follow all of this stuff, and they don't cover it. To them, it's not news, and we already know that the media makes the message, you know, and it's all a bunch of crap. Oh, speaking of the media, the Vanguard article came out, and it was a pretty accurate quote, except for one thing. When I was talking about the security, what I meant was, for 40 years, or at least since I've been here until the last year, the idea was to get people to ride, and there was no enforcement of behavioral rules or fares, and it was anything goes transit system, and that's basically what the philosophy was. And so now you have this out of control. Now all of a sudden it's out of control. Well, if you start with an out of control management who says, don't bother these people, let them ride, don't worry about these fares, you can't read any of the transfers anyway, don't worry about it, we need to have ridership, because that's how we're going to get our federal money, by pretending we're like hauling all these people. See, they created a system which was very, very open and free-for-all, and now all of a sudden they pull the plug on that, and it's too late. It's too late. They've already allowed people to have certain expectations of the transit system, which is out of control behavior. I mean, I know people that think it's actually safer to ride the New York City subway than the TriMet system, and to a certain degree, that is absolutely true. Hey, look, there goes a training bus. Is there a training? Yeah, it's an actual. Oh my God! You know who I think that might have been. That might have been Tony in that bus. I'm not kidding. I think that was actually Tony. The Tony that was in the accident. I'm not making this up. I think that was him. in that bus being undergoing training. I've got to find out about that. Are they actually making him do that? It would be typical of the management to do that, of course. I hate to tell you, management, I know this is news to you, but some things are just not avoidable, okay? It's just the way it is. You have us out here in the world driving around this giant vehicle. We can't control the actions of the people around us and the vehicles around us. We're going to have accidents. There's just no way to stop that from happening. Let me see if I'm right about it. Here's the bus. That's the bus right there. It is. It is. It's Tony, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, my lordy, 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 lordy. Oh, my heavens. Tony. He didn't do anything wrong, folks. He doesn't deserve to be in that training bus. He didn't do it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's him. Wow. It was bad enough that he gets in the paper and all of this, but now he has to go through retraining. I had my own training course, by the way. Of course, that was because they were just being downright mean to me. I don't want it. There he is, folks. Tony is in the training bus. How about that, folks? Poor guy. It's just shocking to me. Oh, I also have some other news here. I forgot to post it on my blog. I'll do it when I get to the garage if I have time. Fred Hansen has sold his Northwest Avenue condo. Let you in, Tony. Come on in. Poor Tony. He's a Vietnam vet, by the way. Oh yeah, where was I? I keep getting distracted. See, I have a very serious distraction problem. Fred Hansen has sold his condo, and apparently it was a big loss. He bought it at the top of that was in Northwest. I know because I know the mailman. He has the same mail guy I do. And Fred Hansen, he left the wrong zip code for his forwarding address, and so all of his mail is coming back. He's got a month worth of mail sitting at the place. Fred, if you're listening from Australia or wherever the hell you are, you've got a month worth of mail. At least he's coming back. I mean, I guess they're going to check him out, make sure he's okay. You got a month's worth of mail, Fred, at the goddamn post office. You might want to consider picking up your mail and changing your forwarding address to the correct address. You gave them the wrong zip code, so everything's ending up in the wrong place. Apparently his forwarding address is somewhere in southwest Portland. Hey, there's a TriMet vehicle over there. That's a different car. That's a supervisor. A supervisor car. You know, I forgot. I don't have to stop talking at 15 minutes anymore. They gave me permission to upload more than 15 minutes. Hey, there's our buddy from the IHOP there. Go, Tony, go. Oh, man. He's going into the turnaround. Why? Try to give him a little thumbs up there. I don't know if you saw it or not, but everybody's behind you, brother. You didn't do nothing, okay? This wasn't your fault. And we fucking know it. Here we are. The Gulag Archipelago. Right in front of you. Look at this, I made it 20 seconds earlier than scheduled. So I get my full 2 minutes. No, actually, the schedule works today. The schedule works when there's no traffic. And you even get like a couple minutes at 1:58. Today it's light traffic all of a sudden. I'm not sure what's happening out here, but people have decided not to be driving around.